Alright guys, basically the purpose of this recording is I need all my 17 varsity players to be able to listen to this. Okay, at the practice I don't get my 17 players, so if I only teach to 8 or 10 or 12 or what we need to do, then the others are left out. So the only time I do get to tell it to my varsity players what we're gonna do is on the game day, because it's on the game day that's when I get all my players to be together. But on the game day, if I tell them, then how do you get time to think about it or practice on it? So then I'm thinking of how can I approach all my players in one audience. Of how can I get all my audience in one place, all my players in one place, and I'm thinking of, okay, let me make a video of what we will be doing, so I can send the video out to you and hope that every one of you, all 17 of my players, will see this video and learn from it to know what we will be doing. Okay, so we will be playing progression 541 module 2, and the reason why I'm doing this because I'm playing with West Campus the next game. With West Campus I played module 2 4-4-2 formation and they defeated us. So I'm not gonna go back and play the same thing and do the same thing and expect a different result. It doesn't make sense to me that you do the same thing and expect different result. You have to try. If you do one thing, you don't get the result you want, then you have to change. You change to get different result. That's how it works. Okay. This doesn't apply to soccer. It's a life skill. It's about your life. Okay. This is how you're playing life. So now that's why I have to come up with 541. Okay. Because 541 is a defensive mode. The last game West Campus gave me 4-0. So that means with my module 2 4-4-2, they were able to break with the style that they played. They were able to break through and score goals. So I have to make my defensive stronger by putting 5 people in there instead of 4. Okay? So, and their coach will be like, I able to give Florin High 4-0. Why do I have to change anything when this works? His style works. Why would he change anything? It doesn't make sense to change something if it gives them 4-0. Okay, so that will be believe that he'll be coming with, and I hope he sticks to that plan. He doesn't change his mind and twitch around a little bit. I hope he does not do that. Then it will be in my favor. But if he twitches around, then in the game day, I'll have to figure out something on that sport. What we're going to be making some changes if this style is not able to stop what he's bringing to us. Okay? Now, here's how players starters are. Brian on the goal. Padilla. Left back. Anthony. Right back. Diego. Number 4. Center back. Andrew. Number 5 center back. Now 6 is Marcos. I'll explain in a little bit why Marcos, why not nobody else. Okay, we'll be doing that later. Left forward, Gabe. Right forward, Irving. 8 is Seba. 10 is Saul. And Frankie is our 9. Okay? Hopefully you got that down. Okay? So now I'm going to delete this here. Just remember who's playing what. Okay, those will be our starters. Now, here's a scenario now. Let's say Brian has the ball. Our goalkeeper has the ball. Whether the ball is in his hand or it's a goal kick, this is what we're going to change to. When the goalkeeper has the ball, this is what we'll change to. Padilla, outside. He's 2 feet on the line, standing on the line, facing inwards, butt out. Anthony, standing on the line, 2 feet on the line, butt out. Gabe goes to the half line. Half line mark, butt out, 2 fish on the Irving. Half line mark, butt out. Okay? Frankie goes up on top. Saber, Saul. Now here's the key now. Marcos is going to come up, occupy the middle. Now the formation has changed to 4-1-4-1. That's why we call it progression. That's why I call it progression 5-4-1, because it's not fixed. 5-4-1 is not fixed. It's gonna be moved. It's gonna move to something else. So now we become 4-1-4-1, and when it comes to this play, we will call this 41. So the 5-4-1, we'll call it with a code name 54. With 4-1-4-1, we're gonna call it 41. So when the goalkeeper will have the ball in his hand, he's gonna say out 41 as loud as he can. And those who don't remember what to do, keeper will tell you what to do. 41-41, this is what it becomes. Now, keeper, one option, pass the ball to Padilla. Okay? Padilla, 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, 4th should be short on the goal. Brian can pass it to Anthony. Anthony can play up. 1, 2, short in the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, short in the goal. Or long ball. 1 and 2, short in the goal. Or 1, 2, short in the goal. Or however sequence it is. Minimum of 7 passes from the keeper, we should have a shot in the goal. Period. No exception. No exception. We should have a goal on the goal. Okay. That means Brian, our goalkeeper, only has 4 options. He can either pass it to Padilla, he can either pass it to Andrew, or he can pass it to Gabe, or he can pass it to Irving. That's the only options he has. Unless and until everyone is crowded over here and Frankie is open, he sends a long ball to Frankie to make a goal. So that means he has 5 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's it. That's our keeper's job. Now, we came over here, we had the ball, and we're going to attack with 4-1-4-1 to score the goal. Period. Now, what happens if we lost the ball? If we lost the ball. If we lost the ball here, then this was going to happen. When we lose the ball in their half, when you lose the ball in their half, then basically we will go as, once we lose the ball in their half, if we lose the ball in their half, this is what we're becoming. 4-2-3-1. Progression to 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. When we lose the ball in their half, we become 4-2-3-1. And that one, with our code, we call it 31. Alright? Now, let's say they're able to move the ball forward. And now they're becoming dangerous for us. We're still holding. 4-2-3-1. We're still holding. 4-2-3-1. But let's say they were able to break in. into our half. If they're able to break it into our half, the ball is in our half and we will go into the defense mode. And once we go in the defense mode, 54 is activated now. This goes 5. They brought the ball into my half. And this is where we go back to 5-4-1. So, ball is in my court now, and we become 5-4-1 again. So, ball is here. When the opponent has the ball in our court, we activate 54, which means 5-4-1. If the ball is in our possession, then we activate 4-1-4-1. When we lose the ball to our opponent, then we become 4-2-3-1. We lose the ball into our opponent's half, we become 4-2-3-1. We have the ball in the opponent's half, then we become 4-1-4-1. We lose the opponent has the ball in our half, we become 5-4-1 and we activate 54. And we're still playing on module 2. Alright? So that's why it's called progression 5-4-1. It changes up in every 3 stages. Ball is in my court, opponent has the ball, or I have the ball. I mean, it's still 5-4-1. Okay? We have the ball in the opponent's court, in the opponent's yard. It is 4-1-4-1. When opponent has the ball, then we become 4-2-3-1. Simple. We apply that. This will be our strategy against West Campus, and I think we should win. Because why? We'll have that. Now, let's come back to why Marcos. Why Marcos at 6? Why not Padilla? Why not Saiba? Why not anybody else? Okay. Marcos is one of my players that is having difficulty adapting to module 2. Because he is a player who likes to possess the ball sideways and negative passes, tiki-taka, move the ball up. With module 2 being a long pass, long shot, no negative, we're gonna move the ball forward and forward only. We want to gain the ground forward, keep the possession, minimum of 7 passes and a shot on a goal. Marco is having a difficulty on that. Marco is not being stubborn. Marcos is trying to adapt, to be versatile to this module 2, but he's having difficulty. He's finding it hard to come out of his habit. So, instead of changing Marcos, I'm going to use Marcos' skill and Marcos' ability into progression 5-4-1. So, the idea is, when there's an attack on, Marcos comes out to press out of that 4, out of that 5. They squeeze in. What Marcos is getting is a triangle. So Marcos goes in for the battle, he secures the ball, and he gives a negative pass to either Anthony, Diego, Andrew, or Padilla. And once he gives a negative pass to them, what happens? They will release the ball in front. They will release the ball. Either one of them will release the ball and drop the ball over here. So basically, what Marcos is doing, securing the ball and giving a negative pass to either one of his 4 defenders, and their 4 defenders' job is to drop that ball in front of the 4 forwards. Boom. Job done. Because this is what Marcos' skill is. And Marcos will be able to do this perfectly. So instead of changing him, I'm going to use his quality into my favor. Now, let's say Marcos goes in, Marcos loses the ball. Let's say Marcos loses the ball. Marcos going in for a press, Marcos loses the ball. Then Diego presses in. Diego presses in, he goes for a tackle, Marcos drops back. When Marcos loses the ball when he pressed up, then Marcos drops back. And he becomes one man, last man down. Doesn't matter where the ball goes, he holds his ground at the back. He holds his ground all the back. So Marcos in the beginning will have his chance to go secure the ball. Secure the ball and give a negative pass to the 4 defenders to drop it over here. But Marcos takes a bit, no problem. Marcos got taken out, then 4 goes in, Marcos' job is to drop back and let them do the job, and Marcos' job is to secure the goal mouth as a last man down. Period. He will not come out from there unless we have moved the ball up. We secured the ground. Or my keeper has the ball. Till then, Marcos will stay in front of the goalkeeper at all times. I hope Marcos understands the responsibility. And Marcos, play the way you playing, son. I'm not going to change you anymore. Because this is designed for you now. Okay? Alright. Simple. Now, another key play I want to talk about. I want to talk about a little bit about Padilla. We know Padilla had a skill, and we were finding him to secure a position. Padilla came out here, and he became an attacking defender, scoring a goal from 40 yards. Beautiful. Now, what else we notice about Padilla? Padilla, in my style of play, 100%, all the throws are done by this individual. The outside back does all the throwings and nobody else does the throwing. I don't care where we are, they do the throws. Unless there's a quick throw, then anybody can take a quick throw. I'm okay with that. Now, what Padilla brings in to us, to our team, he got arms. He can throw the ball long way. So definitely Padilla is staying there. This is the position Padilla will play. He can score the goal from there. He can take all the free kicks from the back. Boom. And he's good at throws. So everything Padilla has in his ability, will be using it by giving him this position. Marcos, whatever the ability he has, will be using it by giving him this role. And we will 100% will utilize him in this way. Alright. Did I cover everything? What do you think?
Good.
Okay. The reason I'm characterizing and I'm explaining the role of these two individuals, Padilla and Marcos, because a good player to be here would be another good player to be here is Padilla. But would I get the most out of Padilla over there? Remember, Padilla is good at throwing balls. So I need Padilla over there. Padilla gives a good attack. He's an attacking defender. If he plays here, then he's a stopping defender. He's a stopper. Number 6 is a stopper. Number 6 do provide attack. Very minimal. So I'm not will be able to utilize him, Padilla being over there more. I can utilize more of what Padilla's skill is over here. On the other hand, Marcos is a stopper. Marcos is a good defender. Marcos is a fighter. He will fight. He will die in the battle. He will not give up. And that's why Marcos is going to be there. So anything when he goes back to defend his territory, he will be Mama Bear defending his den. And I know that Marcos will do a good job being a Mama Bear to defend his den. And that's why I believe Marcos is a key player to play that role, and why Padilla should still be here. His long shots, long drive, attacking defender, and he can throw. Okay, so the reason I'm explaining this on the board here, because on Monday practice and Tuesday practice I won't be there. I'm going to attend a soccer clinic, soccer courses by this very famous legendary player from Europe. What's his name?
Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff. His son-in-law, Todd Bean, will be running this class, and it's all about total football. All the players behind the ball, philosophy and all that. So I'll be taking these classes. And so Saul got promoted, okay, to be my head captain. I mean, this kid is a diamond, all right. He deserved to have this position from a very long time. The reason he was not given that position because he was not coming up as a leader. He was not leading. He was leading himself, but not leading the team. But recently, I have been noticing he's a leader and he's taking the role of a leadership. So we go English West Campus. We win this. We're going to playoff, and there will be no better captain to lead us to victory than Saul, the diamond. He can do it, and I believe in him. And I know that every one of you loves Saul, and you will give him a support. So Saul will be running the practice on Monday and Tuesday. You better be there and listen to him. And the strategy that I gave him is this: to set up like how. Let me cover up another thing while I'm on it. I remember another thing. So this is how. Thomas was like. So I'm gonna. Saul told Saul to set up how Thomas were setting up their field, and they were playing literally 4-2-3-1. So I told Saul, I missed two. There you go. 4-2-3-1. This is what Natomas was playing with us. 4-4-2-3-1. This is what Natomas was playing with us. So this is what you're gonna do. So when Natomas was building from the back, they were doing this. He will have the ball, Frankie would go. He has the ball, Frankie goes over here. He has the ball, Frankie goes here. He has the ball, Frankie goes here. He has the ball, Frankie is going there. It's a rondo that was happening. What really should have happened is this. Now how can they build from the back? Tell me, how can they build from the back? So Frankie, when keeper gets the ball, Frankie goes here. Defender gets the ball, Frankie goes here. So Frankie will only go between these two. That's it. Because now defender can't pass the ball to anyone else. So they can't build from the back anymore. They can't build from the back anymore. Now they'll have to throw the ball out there for us to battle. So this is what we're missing. This is very crucial. When our opponent has the ball, we need to block all the passing lane. Okay? I'm not going to talk much about here. But I'm talking about when they're building from the back. So do not look over here. Okay? I'm going to talk about this, how they were doing it with us. Alright? If he passes over here, he goes in. If he throws a long ball, he goes in. Number 8 goes in. Alright? But this is very important. The person who's not doing our job in marking is Gabe. Gabe is not doing a good job in marking his player. Irving is not doing a good job in marking his player. These two players are always open. And they are the ones who do all the critical job and harms us. That need to stop, Irving and Gabe. That need to stop. You need to mark your player and never let them lose. I hope you will do your job and you will do it good. Okay? Alright, take care.